The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O, the R, the K. Look yourself in the face. Look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, are you giving 120% every day? Every play? Give me 120 or don't give me nothing at all. The guy you competing against, you haven't outworked him. You've not outworked the person next to you. You've not out-hustled them. You've not out-grind them. You've not outdone them. You're not locked in. Bring all your passion. Bring heart. Every single game, every single play. Put forth 120% or don't ask nobody to do nothing to you. The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? I know it's been a little while, man. Sorry, I didn't get at you guys on Friday or Wednesday, but you guys know I was traveling on Wednesday, and then I had to travel again on Friday. So it's been a little bit, but we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get up. We're gonna get after it. Good morning, Selmo. Yeah, it's been a little bit. I'm sorry I didn't get at you guys last week, like I said I was going to, but I had to take care of some business. Like you guys know, I was traveling on Wednesday, and Junior, good morning, my brother. And Friday, I ended up having to take care of some stuff for my daughter and take care of my grandson and stuff like that. So I didn't get at you guys on Friday, but boy, oh boy, what a crazy turn of events that we've had here over the last couple days. I guess bombing Iran wasn't good for the crypto market. That didn't seem to be like a good idea for our pockets. But man, I don't know. We're going to see where the market goes today. I think there's a positive upside to the market today. I think that we're going to see a nice little turnaround and reverse today because there was some stuff that happened that I think when we look at it this morning from a pre-market standpoint, which we'll get into, you can see that it. Curtis, good morning, my brother. Good morning. You can see from a pre-market standpoint that we seem to be doing okay. But boy, what a crazy turn of events. It got hot and heavy over the weekend, and a lot of money came out of the market. And we got some stuff. Yeah, you guys don't forget to hit that like button, man. Push us up in the old algorithm. It does a lot for the channel. But we'll get into some of this pre-market stuff right now, and you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. When I think that things will calm down and the market will calm down and start to come back a little bit. I just think we got some issues, and we knew that these issues were a possibility when we talked on Monday about this war kicking up and it really affecting the markets, and it did. Yeah, hit that share button, guys, too. Whether it's on X or on YouTube, helps us out a little bit on the channel, and really appreciate it. So, hit that like, hit that heart button, hit that share button. But yeah, let's go ahead. Let's get into this thing, man. These markets are shaky. These markets are shaky. You got the Asian markets. They didn't close well this morning. They didn't trade well. They didn't close well. European markets are trading right now completely in the red, which is not good as they start to trade a little bit. This morning. But when you come over here to my bad. When you look at the United States pre-markets, they're starting to come up a little bit in green, trade a little bit to the positive side, right? So very little negative trading in the opening opening market for the United States, which is good. Um, what do you see? What do you see, Curtis? See the gap at 95, 91. 91.9. Yeah, I think BTC might dip below 100K. It's going to dip below 100K. I mean, we're not done yet, but I don't think that. I think a lot of the bleeding has already been priced into the market. I still see us pulling back a little bit, depending on where this thing goes. Right? What's Iran's strategy to come back, or do we talk about it, or what's their strategy? What are they going to do? That's going to dictate the markets. But United States pre-markets seem to be opening up pretty good today. See, the headline here is the stock markets are still a little bit higher, despite the bombing, based on the pre-markets. So very little has changed, but that doesn't mean that when the stock markets open at 9:30 that there's not a complete sell-off, right? Like these things can happen, but um, I think a lot of this big pullback is pretty much priced in. Uh, No, 89K is not out of the woods. We'll look at the BTC chart, but 89K is on the table. It's all on the table right now, right? Because if Iran wakes up right now and they decide, hey, we're going to retaliate, um, uh, then everything's still on the table. And the thing about it is when is enough for Israel, right? When does Israel say enough's enough and that they're satisfied with what's going on and they're ready to back off, right? That's really the key to all of this, right? Is really Israel, and when they think enough is enough, right? Because make no doubt, they're the ones over there pulling the strings. I mean, the United States went over there, dropped a couple bunker bombs on some of these nuclear plants, but really it's Iran and Israel that are really going at it. And Israel's got to figure out when enough is enough for them, and they got to figure out, when they're satisfied with the outcome, and then you'll see the markets turn around. But yeah, I mean, all in all, when you look at this thing for what it is, Tesla's trading up today. Circle, Circle's trading way down today. Uh, so Circle's trading way down today. A lot of the crypto-based stocks are trading way down today, but Nvidia is actually trading to the upside, which is good. So a lot of your tech stocks are trading to the upside, which that's the silver lining, right? Is if your stock trades can trade to the upside a little bit, we can see we might see some positive movement in crypto. Uh, 878 million liquidated. Oh, I know it was bad. The liquidations were bad, and I happened to be on the road when all of this was happening. I was on the road. I was driving back from down south, and when all of this was going on, so I was getting calls, and my phone was going crazy about everything tanking. So I didn't really know what the hell was going on when it was happening. So I was like, what the hell? What the hell is going on? But yeah, you know, I was kept seeing liquidation after liquidation after liquidation going on. And I was like, Jesus, the market is bleeding and people are just getting crushed. So come over here, we look at this crypto market. I mean, let's face it, man, this thing got crushed. Call it what it is. People will say, oh, it's just a pullback or this or that. That's a bunch of bullshit. This thing got crushed. The Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index sitting at 39, altcoin season sitting at 14 out of 100. We're no longer tipping into altcoin season. We went straight back into Bitcoin season. This thing got absolutely hammered. Market cap 3.11 trillion. When we streamed on Monday, this thing was 3.37 trillion, somewhere up in there. So you're looking at about 20 billion dollars coming out of the market, somewhere up in there. 25 billion coming out of the market in a matter of a couple of days. You just look at this thing was on a straight downhill slide. I mean, at its bottom, you're looking at a market cap right here of $3.05 trillion. That's over 32 32 billion coming out of the market. Uh, the market factor. Jerome Powell's. It, the market, when you look at it, Jerome Powell, he wasn't too thrilled. He's not going to cut interest rates anytime soon. He has no intentions on cutting interest rates anytime soon at all. But the market right now, they're factoring in the fact that they thought that they were going to get 2 cuts this year. They're probably only going to get 1, and then you throw on top of that the war. When the United States went over there and dropped them bombs, that was game set match for the crypto market. It was definitely good morning, Ken. Good morning, my brother. Good early afternoon to you. But when the United States went over there and dropped them bunker bombs, that was game set match for the market. I mean, you got to, when you look at Iran and Israel, when they were going at it, it really didn't tank the market that much because, them guys were just bombing each other. They really weren't doing any damage to anybody else. But once the United States went over there and with their planes, it was game set match. Game set match, and now we don't know what's going to happen. And here we are in this market, right? Here we are in this market. So it's going to be interesting to see what the ETFs do today when they open up trading today. We're going to see if people are going to start taking advantage of this dip on the ETFs, or whether they're going to really start running away. But you got Bitcoin sitting at 101.2 right now. It's falling this morning. It was at 101, 101.5. So it's falling again this morning. You got Ethereum sitting at $2,243. Ethereum's hovering around that $2,000 mark. It could lose that 2,000. BNB 619. Definitely in trouble. Solana 133 seems to be holding 133 pretty good. It was holding 133 last night. It was holding 133 this morning. So we'll see where it holds on to. XRP absolutely got smashed. Sitting at $1.99 right now. They got smashed all the way down from 220, 225 all the way down to $1.99. That's a big move down for XRP. Monster move down for XRP. So yeah, not looking the best this morning, but we'll see. The key is going to be right here. What happens when the markets open, and what do these ETFs do? What does the Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs do? If there's a big sell-off over here when the stock market wakes up in these 2 ETFs, you're gonna see the whole market come way down. But if people start to take advantage of the price dips, you'll see the market start to hang on a little bit. But that's the whole key. At 9:30 this morning, how do these guys open up? And if, like I said, if they start trading to the positive, that's really good for crypto. It'll boost that price up. But if they start trading to the negative, hold on to your seat. That's all I can say, because Bitcoin will be touching that $90,000 mark, because we're still in that 50-50 mark. Like, I don't even know what to say. Bull run might be kicked back to 2026 right now with this war. So people will say, oh yeah, we're gonna bounce right back. But it depends. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world, and we've talked about it a lot here. And we talked about, as much stuff is going on, these markets are always in a 50-50 situation. And we don't know if this continues. The markets, you're not going to go to a bull run. It's just not going to happen. No, I don't think it's doom and gloom, Ken. I really don't. I think there's some opportunities out here, right? And I think that these opportunities are big, right? Like hell, I was buying Bitcoin the past couple of days, right? and I'm going to continue to buy and continue to buy and continue to buy, because you don't want to miss that turn. You don't want to miss that turn, right? So you just continue to buy. I got certain price levels I'm buying. I got certain price levels I'm buying Ethereum. Certain price levels I'm buying Pepe, which we'll get into in a minute. Certain price levels I'm buying certain cryptos, but I'm not going all in right now. I'm kind of like buying in smaller increments, just because you just don't know. You just don't know what's going on. But I'm definitely starting to come back into, I'm starting to buy more in smaller increments. And then there's certain price levels I have where 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 I'll go even heavier. I told you to have some dry powder on the side, Junior. It's not that I have a lot. I just knew that, that this is a possibility with everything that was going on around the world. And you knew when the talk started, they were kind of hinting towards the United States may go ahead and drop them bombs. And when like we talk about a lot here, when you know about these uh, mac these macroeconomics, you knew that if the United States dropped that bomb on Iran, that it was gonna be a game changer. uh, I ain't fudding nothing, man. I ain't fudding your bag, kid. I ain't fudding your bag, baby. Uh, no, you got to be smart though, Curtis. It's not about being scared; it's about being smart, right? So you kind of like you come back in with these price levels. You have the cash on the side. You come back in with these price levels, and then you start to work your bags back to that size that you want them. But right now, guys, like this is could be, you got to watch the market, because there this opportunities right here, uh, opportunities right here. But you don't go all in right now. But there's definitely great opportunities out here to start building your bags up even a little bit more. Uh, you fud, you can fud, kid. You can fud anything you want, man. You know we fud sometimes here. Uh, where's the war stand with BRICS? Man, when you look at what BRICS is doing, all of what's going on right now is going to help strengthen BRICS, actually, because when you look at the tariffs, when you look at the United States stepping into this war with Iran and Israel, all of that starting to isolate a lot of countries, and it's not doing the United States and the EU any favors, because you know who's going to want to do business now, right? So I think that this is going to help strengthen the BRICS conversation with other countries. You gotta have that dry powder on the side, Junior. It's always about having a dry powder. Uh, Limit orders, yes, Curtis. That's how I set mine up. Like I know my buy levels where I want to get into certain cryptos, and I'll go in and set limit orders. I'll have 3, 4 limit orders on the same project, right? So I'll set different levels where I'm buying, where I want to buy in, and as that price goes down, my buys start to increase. But I don't. I got limit orders. I couldn't even tell you how many limit orders I have in right now, just for different price levels on different projects. Uh, Now I'm buying. Yeah. Well, now's the time to start buying. But you got to start buying in increments, because you just don't know. If Iran, retaliates in any sort of I don't know, meaningful way. I mean, they have to retaliate some way. They have to. You don't get bombs dropped on you and you don't retaliate. I mean, you have to do something, right? But if it's in a meaningful way, uh, you know, the markets will go down a little bit more. But if it's just, I don't want to say not a big event, because every time you're dropping bombs, and then somebody's dying, right? So it all means something. But if it's not a huge event, then the markets won't tank as bad. Yeah, India's in BRICS, but friends with the United States. But if India really wants to do any real business with the United States, they'll start to back out of BRICS. But I don't see why anybody would back out of BRICS right now. Um, it's just that the United States is not United States, and obviously the EU nations are going to run with the United States. It's just they're just not good business partners right now. Yeah, you know, Russia's going to play a big role in what happens over here with Iran as well. So isn't China. China's got to be licking their chops right now. You sound like me. Yeah. Hey, limit orders are the way to go, Curtis, and that way you don't got to watch the market, man. You just kind of like you can set your price levels and chill, right? I can tell you guys right now, I have no sell orders. They're all buy orders. I have no sell orders on my limit orders. No sell orders at all. Um, it makes zero sense to sell any crypto right now. Zero. Because why would you sell when the market's this low? You're bleeding out billions and billions of dollars over the past couple of days. Why would you sell anything? So everything I have is buy orders. But I I couldn't even tell you how many limit orders I have in right now. No, I don't think it's over either, Selma. I think Israel is Israel will ramp this thing up. Uh, but that's the thing, is though, when is Israel satisfied, right? When will they be satisfied, right? Over there in the Middle East, when will Israel be satisfied in the Middle East, right? Like, how many more wars are they going to start over there before they're satisfied? And that's the question, over there in the Middle East, is, when you look at it, how many more wars is Israel going to start before they say, you know what, we're satisfied with where we're at. I mean, there was really zero reason for the United States to jump in. So that, in my opinion, there was zero reason for the United States to jump in that war. Um, but that's just my opinion. But definitely ramp things up and tank the market. But BSE, I mean, on chain guys, we can go out through these. On chain is not doing well, right? It's not doing well. I mean, you're looking at Solana sitting over here at 1.9 billion, 24-hour trading volume. That's not a lot. BSE at 5.18 billion. BSE's killing on-chain data right now. All the volume is over there on BSE. I shouldn't say all of it, but the biggest volume is going on BNB, BSE, BSE. The biggest volume is over there. Base, it's still sitting above a billion, so Base is doing pretty well above a billion. Arbitrage not doing bad either. I really like Arbitrum. I think Arbitrum's going to have a nasty run when all of this stuff shakes out. I think Arbitrum's going to be one of the ones, man. Like Arbitrum and Sui, I think are going to have nasty runs, man. I just they're primed and ready to go. They're sitting there primed and ready to go. So when we look at the day in crypto, oh boy, what a day! Look at the day in the life of a crypto investor. Whew, Jesus Christ. Which was do you pick? You can pick any of the top 200 and look at it and go, damn, that's a damn bargain right now, right? Any of them, just spin the wheel and take your pick. But yeah, definitely the daily's coming in red, so it wasn't the hourly. So we're definitely turning to the downside this morning, which I mean, if you play this thing smart, this is where wealth is made. But you got to play it smart. You got to have that dry powder on the side to keep DCAing down into these projects. And the bigger the drop, the more money you put in. That's how I put it. Like, let's say you put a limit order in for BTC at 101, right? You would put a bigger order in at 97. You would put a bigger order in at 90 or 95. You would put a bigger order in at 90. You would put a bigger order in at 87. And then you would just put, continuing limit orders down, more money as it goes down. And that way, you're accumulating. So, and if it doesn't drop down there, then, no harm, no foul, right? But same with Ethereum, same with XRP. XRP got hammered, man. XRP could see XRP, if this market doesn't turn around, XRP could see $1.50. Arrow, I'm all up in Arrow. And Arrow is actually holding strong. See, I was buying Arrow so early at around 30 something cents. It's hard for me to buy more Arrow right now. But Arrow is actually holding, and it's holding decent. A lot better than a lot of these other cryptos. But when that thing gets released on the Coin Market Cap, I mean, yeah, I know, on Coinbase's app itself, that thing's gonna explode. You see Arrow sitting right here at 74 cents, right? This thing is, you look at how it's holding up. Let's go to the week, because this stuff started to happen over the past couple of days, right? You look at the week, that thing is actually holding well. It got up to 90, 98 cents, right? And then this whole thing happened, right? Got up to 95 cents, my bad. 95 cents last week, and then this whole thing happened. It started to drop down here to 74 cents. But when you look at this thing on a month, you look at it, it's actually right holding in the same level as it was, before Coinbase announced that it was going to integrate it into the Coinbase app, right? So it's holding right around that same level. So when you look at it, it had this big run up to 95. It dropped. The only thing it did was it dropped back down here to the 75, 73 cent mark, exactly where all of its support was. Right around that mark right there. And but Arrow, it's like I said, it's hard for me to buy more Arrow because we're buying it so early. But man, that thing is probably holding on way, way, way better, even than BTC. It's holding on better than BTC when you look at just the percents that it's dropped since all of this happened. You look at SPX 6900 as well. Yesterday, this thing was at 95 cents. I ended up picking up some more at 95 cents. But when you look at this thing's back up to $1.04 and some change, holding on strong. So I really like that. Pepe got beat down. 5088. What? I bought more. I bought more Pepe. I bought them. I'm buying them. I'm buying it down here at these 5088 level, 5085. I'll buy it all the way up till it gets back to 40s. 401. I'll continually add more to the bag. This is one of the ones I have a couple limit orders in on because it got beat up pretty bad. This thing was 401. Thing was 40, sitting at 402, I believe. 4011 over the past week, and then took this massive pullback right here, right, with the rest of the market down to 5088. But definitely, Pepe, is one that I have a bunch of limit orders in on. Just if it continues to go down, I'm going to continue to go ahead and DCA into that. You know, I shouldn't say DCA, or I'm already low enough that it's just about adding to the bag at this point. Actually, I'm buying up on that. Uh, oh, Pepe is a damn bargain, right? A damn good bargain right now, Ken. And like I said, I'm actually buying up. It's a little bit higher than what my average cost is on Pepe, uh, but I'm actually buying up on it just because I want to be able to build a little bit bigger position there. Even though my position is decent, I want, why not? Why not add, right? Why not add at that level? Um, and I'll probably end up in the same spot with Aerodrome. If Aerodrome continues just to hold on to the 73 to 75 cent mark, I'm just going to probably just go ahead and add some more here. Um, and, uh, and I'll be actually DCAing up on that. But where I think it's going, I'm willing to take the chance on DCAing up. You see Q3, Q4 breaking giant gains. I think now with this little bit of a setback, Selmo, I think we're looking more at Q4 now than we are Q3. I think we're looking at Q4. I still think we're going to go into a super cycle. I still think that the crypto market will go into a super cycle. We'll have this big, huge, massive run on crypto, but every time we have one of these major setbacks like this, you have to kick the clock back a little bit, right? Because the market has to recover, right? The market has to price everything in, and it's got to recover, and then you can start to make that next move to the upside. But I definitely think I'm looking more Q4 right now. I was Q3, Q4, but now I'm looking more at Q4 as the start of that super cycle. But I still think that we're going to go into a super cycle, guys. I still think that crypto is going to absolutely explode. We're going to get to that cycle where we're gonna have that oh shit cycle where everybody's making money. But I think it's more in Q4 now, because I don't think you're going to get the rate cuts that people think that they were going to get. I don't think Powell is really. He's just not going to. He's not going to cut rates at the rate that everybody thought that he was gonna, and it's going to kick it to Q4. In my opinion, I hope it's Q3, but I'm not counting on Q3. But yeah, definitely. I'll kind of tell you guys kind of where I'm at. When we come over here and we look at this, like I said, I do have limit orders in on a lot of on Pepe right now. I have some limit orders in on H bar right now, sitting at 13 cents. I started to pick up a little bit yesterday. Start to pick up a little bit more. Heat, what's going on, my brother? What's going on? Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. How are you, man? Yeah, I agree. Selmo, I agree with that ISO cycle coming up. I think, we talked about this before about how I think that this cycle is going to play out. I think you're going to get this. We're going to move into altcoin season, but the altcoin season to start it is really going to be in the ISOs, right? It's going to be in the ISOs first. The ISOs are going to absolutely run. They're going to take off. They're going to run, and then people are going to start to take that profit, and they're going to start to filter it down to more and more of the altcoins, and then after that, then they're going to start to take it down into a little bit of the meme coins. So I definitely think you're right. I think we're going to get that ISO run first, but I got some limit orders in our H bar sitting at 13 cents right now. Um, Definitely, we're gonna move. We're gonna move on some of this, right? Got limit orders set in, I think, all the way down at 10 cents. I have some set in on FET as well, uh, ASI FET. I started yesterday with some limit orders on FET at 60 cents, sitting at 59 cents. Got them marked all the way down. Got them marked all the way down. Uh, yeah, Curtis ISOs. They're gonna run first. But yeah, I got these ones marked down. Where else? What else do we got going on over here? Arbitrum as well. Have a bunch set here. Sitting at 26 cents right now. We got orders set in for them on the order books as well. Um, just if this thing keeps dropping, Ondo as well. Uh, when you look at Ondo, sitting at 66 cents right now, we definitely are backed up. We got Curtis. We are definitely buyers here of Ondo at 66 cents. Um, and we'll be buyers at 60 cents. We'll be buyers at 55 cents, and we'll be bigger buyers at 50 cents, right? If we get there. So definitely definitely looking to build that position out. So Quant uh at 90 bucks, we're gonna build that position out as well. Um and see if we can't add to that position. And Chainlink and Jasmine, Chainlink, Jasmine, and AVAX. We have orders set up for them as well. So definitely, looking to build off of this downturn. Actually, got to take advantage of these situations, right? So the world's gone to shit, right? And Israel and the United States decided that they're gonna do what they did to help out Israel, and I don't agree with it, but the world's gone to shit, so we might as well take advantage of it and see if we can't build some bags and make some money because, doesn't look like it's going to get any better. So we might as well just take advantage of the situation, see if we can't make that money off of messed up situation. The APY. Excuse me. But if you guys are in XPX 6900, there's good positions right here in XPX 6900. Like I said, this thing's holding on. It's holding strong. It's holding strong. It's holding stronger than a lot of other rest of these projects. IMX, we talked a lot about IMX. I do have a smaller position in IMX, but sitting at 37 cents right now, that's one of the ones I didn't really look at last night, but definitely looking at it at this price right here, we may start to grab some of that. Yeah, Junior, you're right. There's always something that messes the market up. It seems like every time we go on these massive runs, we get the world wants to go crazy and really start to mess up the run. Like if you look at it over the past year, every time we've gone on a massive run, it's always something stupid. Whether it's tariffs, whether it's a war, whether it's people acting up, what, no matter what it is, the world gets stupider and stupider and stupider every day. Um, and you know, they just they tank the market. You know, brutal. Yeah, I was wondering how you were hanging in there. It is brutal, but this is why over the past couple weeks I've been saying to you guys, have your money sitting on the sidelines. Don't be all in the market because there's gonna be a dip that comes here pretty soon. I didn't think it was gonna be this fucking big, but there's always gonna be a dip that comes here, and you gotta be able to take advantage of it. We knew a dip was coming. Here's the thing: we knew that Trump wasn't gonna sit on the sidelines and just let Israel have this crazy war with Iran without him having to jump in and show some sort of power, right? So he just fucked the markets up because he wanted to go over there and drop bombs, and that's what happened. They do this shit on purpose. I think he's doing this shit on purpose too, Junior. Like I don't know. Like I don't know, Selmo, you're a vet, so you can understand what I'm saying. Uh, this is real people, right? If this thing gets any deeper, there's going to be there's going to be real United States citizens over there that are going to be have the possibility of dying, right? The writing was on the wall. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, Ken. When they start to talk about it on the news and stuff, and they start to lead you up to what's coming, you have to read between the lines. You have to read between the lines and just know that once they start talking about it, it's probably going to happen. Uh, Rinse and repeat. Yeah, I mean that's all you can do in crypto is you come in at this low level, you wait for it to double up, you take your initial out, you put that money somewhere else, and you just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, and rinse and repeat. It's like having a washing machine on. That's all. You make some money, you get out. You come back in, you make some money, you get out. Big watch. What's going on? What's going on, brother? Yeah, they're grooming us, Ken. That's what they do on the news. They'll groom you and say, "Well, if this happens, we'll drop, we'll jump into the war and we'll do this and that." And once they start to say if this happens or if that happens, you might just prepare yourself that it will happen because they're just grooming you. Big watch, dude. What's up? What's up? What's up? You like these prices? You like these prices right now? Like shit, we're shopping off the clearance rack right now. This is like walking into a store and going, everything in the store 80% off. Unfortunately, if we're already invested, what this means is your wallet's 80% to the downside. So unfortunately, so it's kind of I want to look at some of this. So because we got to get off here at 8 o'clock because I got some payroll and stuff to do. But so I don't even know how to pronounce the name of this country right here. So I'm not even going to try make a fool of myself. But this country right here in Asia, they're going to start to set up a Solana economic zone. If you guys remember, this is what people started to set up the Bitcoin cities and all that stuff, and they're doing better than a lot of the cities that use fiat, right? Hell yeah, Big West says hell yeah, man. It's like 80% off when you go shopping right now. But people started to set up these Bitcoin cities, and they're doing actually more. They're doing better than anybody who's using regular money. So now you start to look and see people start to set up these Solana cities, right? So I don't know. I like it. I like what I see here. It's gonna pump the price as things start to move on. It's gonna pump the price, and I don't know. I think you guys know how I feel. Regular banks are a scam, and crypto's gonna take over regular banks. It's all scam. They're robbing us out here. They're robbing us, man. When you can sock your money away and get in crypto and get 7 to 8, even if you put it on Coinbase, you get 4% a month on your money, and the bank gives you 0.01% on a savings account. Like what are you gonna do with 0.01%? You put in $1,000 to the bank in a savings account, and it's $1 a year. It's $1 a year. What are you gonna do with that? Go buy a lollipop? So, here we go. So these Solana cities are starting to pop up, kind of like the Bitcoin cities. So, we love that. We love that. I wish the United States would do that. They just get rid of the dollar, get rid of all the money, and just pop up crypto cities. People would make a whole hell of a lot more money. So crypto market crashes, right? We know that. Texas is going to add Bitcoin to its strategic reserve for the state, which is the smartest move ever. I mean, you look at all the rest of the states that added Bitcoin to their strategic reserve, they're up 30-40% this year on their money. They're making money. And, of course, I live in New York. So New York would never do anything like that because in New York, we're slave to the dollar, the dollar bill, and we like to be poor around here. We like to tax the hell out of people. So, you know, but Texas is doing it right. Uh, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other tokens plummet. Yeah, we know that. We just talked about that. They plummet. They got. How about this is crazy? How about Reddit using iris scans? They want to start using iris scans. I wish somebody would try to scan my eyeballs to get on a site. Them guys got to be absolutely crazy. They got to be absolutely nuts to start to use iris. Scan your eyeballs and get on Reddit. It's nuts. People have lost their damn mind. Yeah, Big Watch. We talked about that on Monday last time when I streamed. On Monday, you seen all of the Visa, Mastercard, American Express. You've seen their stocks plummet um, because all of the retailers, like you know Amazon, Walmart, and all them guys. There's a big story out that they were moving more towards stable coins because they could circumvent the fees that Visa, Mastercard, and American Express were charging them guys outrageous fees. That if they just use stable coins and had people pay with them, and they were talking about creating their own, that they would be able to circumvent billions and billions of dollars in fees that these credit card companies were raping them for. So, why wouldn't they? So yeah, the banks are crying about it, and it is what it is. It's a new time. It's a new time. It's a new day, Big Watch. And people will get on board or they'll get off board, but eventually this train's going to be moving forward. And these big retail box stores are going to go to stable coins, and you're going to be paying with USDC, RLUSD, Walmart stable coin, or whatever. And banks are going to be crying. Like I told you guys before, like you buy Bitcoin, why would you ever sell it? You can borrow against it. You can stack it away uh, for APY, 7-8%. APY. You can put it in a pool, liquidity pool, get 9, 10, 12%. Why would you ever sell it, right? It's not like it's gonna continue to go down. I mean, yeah, it's down now, but it's gonna bounce back. Too much money in there. Uh, you know, and it's just how it is. Crypto's the new money. It'll be the new money. Let's see what else they got on this week. NFT shares drop. No, nobody's buying NFTs, man. Nobody's buying NFTs right now. Like it's yeah. If you're buying NFTs right now in this downturn, good luck. Good luck. That's all I can say. What else? Yeah, right here. Texas governor signs Bitcoin reserve bill right here. So I love it. I don't know. I gotta go back. I had a map I pulled up before of all of the states that have Bitcoin strategic reserves and how much money they're making. I gotta find that again. How much money they're making just by holding Bitcoin on their balance sheet rather than holding U.S. dollars. Um, and it wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. Uh, so here's where Elon's going with this thing, and we talked about this thing before. X makes good on its promise to start to create a super app, right? So we all know that in different countries, the super app is what most of the countries use, for all of their citizens, to book hotels, get cars, get rental cars, get Ubers, all that stuff. So X is trying to create that super app, and this is what Elon's trying to do is because he's traveled all over the world, he knows how these super apps work, where you don't have to do anything outside of X to book a car, to book a hotel, to buy food, all of that stuff. Now, will it work here in the United States? I don't know. That's a tall task, but this is what he's trying to do. And the whole key is which payment rail is he going to put that on? Is he going to put that on XRP? Is he going to put that on Ethereum? Is he going to put that on, what blockchain is he going to put that on? That's going to be the key, and that's what's going to drive this thing. That's what's going to drive this thing. So we'll see. I don't know if it'll work in the United States. I don't know if the United States is ready for a super app like some of the Asian countries and stuff like that, where you log on one app and you can do everything. I don't know if the United States is ready for that. There's too many people stuck in their ways, and I don't know if X is the right platform for that either. I don't know if I would trust only spending my money on X. Right here, just Japan Central Bank, right? Because crypto's worldwide. It's not just in the United States, so it's worldwide. Eyes crypto as a central, as considering that as the new payment, right? For taking cash out of the Japan system and only using crypto. This is where the United States is going. It's just that the Asian countries are ahead of us right now, right? So you look at what Japan's doing. These banks, like you said, Big Watch, these banks are crying the blues, but Japan's doing it. Elon wants his X app to be. Elon wants his X app to be the only app that anybody ever uses. And he wants it to be the centralized place for the Olympics too. The Olympics are coming here in the United States in 2028. He wants it to be the only app that the Olympics use. And I don't know. I just don't know if the United States is ready for all that. Like I said, we're too bullheaded around here. People are stuck in their ways. And shit, you can't even get people to use. There's some people here that live in the United States won't even use a credit card, won't even use a debit card. Could you imagine if they actually had to spend something besides a dollar bill? They'd be fucking crying. The world's coming to an end. I gotta swipe my phone, not knowing that the banks are robbing the hell out of you, right? So I don't know. I don't see it. I understand what they're trying to do with X. I just don't. I don't know. Some people are all about it. Some people are not. Yeah, you know it, Junior, man. Some people ain't living in these new times, man. They're fucking behind. The Asian countries are behind though. You look at where the Asian countries are going with this, they're not behind. The United States is behind. They're not behind. To be honest with you, the Asian countries is kicking our ass when it comes to technology and it comes to innovation and it comes to spending money, and they're kicking our butt. By the time the United States turns around and wants to make the changes that they need to make these systems work the way that they need to make them and make money move the way that it needs to move, the Asian countries are already going to be there. Yeah, the visitors. They're trying to make Big Watch. They're trying to make all of the visitors use the X app too for the Olympics. That's nuts. That's nuts. I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna work, Big Watch. I don't know, man. I mean, think about it. If you went to the Olympics and they told you that the only updates and the only stuff that you could buy is if you did it off the X app, would you do it? Would you do it? I don't know. He wants it to be available for them to use. All right. I'm gonna have to get that. I'm gonna have to read that article and see what he's trying to do. But this is what we were talking about right here. This is the article I wanted to get to, the CBDC question, right? The central bank digital currency question. Is this really going to happen in the United States? It's going to happen. They're going to take people kicking and screaming, but it's going to happen. They'll call it something else. They won't call it a central digital bank currency, but because people will go crazy about that, and they'll start whining and crying and bitching and complaining about the United States, monitoring every factor of their life. But it's going to happen. They'll just call it something else, but there's really not a question anymore whether or not it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen. So let's take one last look at these markets. Let's see where the price action is, and then I'm going to jump off of here. It feels good to be back with you guys, though. I haven't been with you guys since Monday, so it feels good. Feels good to be back. Feels good to be rolling with y'all, man. Like I said, sorry, but I had to take care of my family on Friday, last week. So, I always tell you guys, family number one priority. So, regardless of what the market's doing. So, take care of my family first. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Bitcoin sitting at 101, 101.3. Starting to come up a little bit. This morning. I tell you, the whole key. Everything okay? Yeah, I had to go south and get a car for my daughter and bring it back up. So I wasn't even aware of what was going on for like 2 days in the market. I wasn't even aware. So like my phone was going off, and then people were calling me and talking, and obviously, Big Watch, the alerts are going off, and I'm looking at it, damn, the market's crashing. I didn't even know what the hell happened until it was already done and over with, and it had happened. I was on the road, so I really wasn't paying attention. So, but yeah, the United States were dropping bombs, and I wasn't even aware of what the hell was going on. It's probably better that way, actually. Can't get caught up in the news all the time. So, but yeah, Bitcoin sitting at 101.3, Ethereum sitting at 2,251. Not bad. XRP back up above $2. Man, can it hold on? Is XRP gonna hold on to this $2 mark? I don't know. You guys tell me. Is it gonna hold on to this $2 mark? I don't think it's gonna. I think we might be coming down to 150. Any downturn in this market, I think you might be coming down to 150, which is great buying opportunity. Great opportunity for everybody. Cardano back to 50 cents. I am going to be loading up on Cardano at this level right here, 50 at 54 cents. Definitely going to be loading up on it at this level. There's just no doubt about it. I didn't think that we would see Cardano back down at 50 cents. So now that it's here, you got to take advantage. Definitely got to take advantage. But yeah, so everything's looking good. Everything, I don't want to say it's looking good. Everything is a buying opportunity. It looks like shit, actually, but it's a buying opportunity. Millionaires are made in the red. They're not made in the green. We talk about that all the time, right? Buy now. Wait for that big run up, and that's where millionaires are made. Millionaires don't chase green candles. They buy on red candles. They buy on red candles and sell on green candles. They sell when everybody else is running. They sell when everybody else is buying, and they buy when everybody else is running. So just kind of the way it is. But we'll be back. Look, I'm on a regular streaming schedule now. I know I don't have to travel for work anymore on Wednesdays, and all that stuff. So we'll be back at you guys on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays again. So definitely back on my regular schedule now, and we'll be back at you guys on a regular schedule too. So, so be tuned in on Wednesday. Let's see where this market goes. Let's see if we can't turn this thing around. But right now is when we should be buying and just holding on Awesome. Awesome, D. Thanks. No problem, Ken. Thank you, man. Ken, be careful out there. Let's DCA in. Let's do our thing. The powers that be want JD Vance Yeah, the powers that be do want JD Vance as the you know, he is the successor. They want him to be the successor, and man, I don't know. I don't know where that's going, Selma. I don't know. I just don't know where that's going. I don't think that we've had a successful experience with up to this point of the administration and where we are right now. I don't think it's been a success. I don't think that a lot of things that were promised during the campaign trails are coming true. I don't think it's been a success. But yet, what's the alternative, right? The alternative is what? You know, you're $30 trillion in debt right now, and they spend fucking money like you're not in debt and you're never gonna have to pay it back. So what's the alternative, right? Like, do you go $60 trillion in debt because you know, like eventually you have to stop spending money. You know, that's your tax dollars going out the window. So, you know, I mean, eventually you got to stop spending money. Like we as American citizens, you sit down at the table, you figure out a budget, you figure out what you make, you figure out what you bring in, you figure out what you can spend, and you don't spend more than that. You know, the United States is no different. They should be operating the same way. This is how much money you bring in. This is how much you should. This is how much you can spend, and this is how much we have to cut into the debt. Anything less than that's unacceptable. If you're spending more than what you're bringing in, it's unacceptable. It's just $30 trillion in debt at $3 trillion a month in interest rates is that you're paying out interest. That's just unacceptable. I mean, every time you look at your check, you look at it. Is that acceptable to you? Is that okay to you? Not okay to me. So, you know, I mean, the last budget, the last budget that we had that was balanced was when Bill Clinton was in office. So every president since Bill Clinton has fucked the United States up. Every single one of them. The last one to put a balanced budget out was Bill Clinton. He left it with Bush. Bush went to war with Iraq over nothing. A bunch of American citizens died, and he messed the budget up. Obama came in, he tore the budget up. Trump came in, he spent more money and did worse on the budget. And Biden came in and just screwed the whole freaking thing up. He just wrecked the whole budget, the whole deficit. So at some point, you got to get somebody in there to say, we're not spending any more money. And until that happens, we're just going to be screwed. You know, it is what it is. There's no good alternative. Trump's not the answer. Biden wasn't the answer. Trump's not the answer. Vance isn't the answer. Nobody in the Democratic Party seems to be the answer. Nobody in the Republican Party seems to be the answer. So I don't know. We're just screwed. We're just fucked. But all right. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. We up out of here. Bye.